Good morning. Next news. Someone is flying planes over liberal state capitals with a blunt message about Texas. BuzzFeed. Now that's a coordinated attack. Below are your comments. If I understand the between the lines, we are now being told they will draw districts to get certain folks elected, by the way people are likely to vote, and not by head count. Ideas policy don't matter. Either way, this is bad. Districting should be done in all states by computers with the closest approximation to a square the computer should come up with. No politics, just simple, reasonable districting. This is not a little thing. Should Texas redraw to favor Republicans? What stops California, New York, and Democratic-leaning states from doing it? This may be what Trump wants, but I hope us citizens want to draw election district maps and not poll politicians. Of the top 10 states generally considered the most gerrymandered, 9 of them heavily or entirely favor Republicans. It's really time for the Democrats to stop trying to play fair against a party that won't even agree to the same rules. This is on SCOTUS. Roberts blatantly said gerrymandering for party was legal, and now that they are ruling the Voting Rights Act null and void, it'll be even easier to appease a single party over anyth. The further one party goes, it'll force the other party to do the same, which is bad for everyone. Mess with Texas. If Texas succeeds with this, New York, California and Illinois could gerrymander their states to add many more Democratic seats seats that change in Texas. The Republicans will lose at this game as the odds are not in their favor. I don't understand, is someone making a threatening comment on these other states potentially redistricting to offset what Texas is talking about, or are they saying, please, do this? It is a very confusing message. If the blue states redraw their electoral maps to black out Republicans and the red states redraw the IR electoral maps to block out the Democrats, the Republicans will hold 239 seats in Congress. I'm not sure the right is really thinking this all the way through. It's not the numbers of states that align themselves with each party that matters, it's the number of electoral votes within those states. Have to fight dirt with dirt. I don't want to redraw lines in blue states. But as always, Republicans are diving head first into the swamp. Democrats either follow or get rolled. Let's get rid of the redistricting commissions and draw partisan lines immediately in NJ, NY, Califo, RNIA, OR, WA and Illinois. Trump wants a redraw of the congressional map for the same reason he wanted Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes. When Mr. Trump can't win fair and square, he cheats. If someone decides to Luigi him one day, the nation will breathe a sigh of relief, until they realize that J.D. Vance will automatically become president, and then the screaming begins. So, Trump calls the governor of Texas and said, redraw a Democrats' district to Republicans' district so we can pick up 5 Republicans' seats in Congress, and the governor says okay, that fair and the right thing to do to stay in power. 0-0. That old-fashioned cheating at the highest level. Most red states allow the legislature to redraw congressional maps, while most blue states have a bipartisan election commission that draws the maps. Blue states protect the voting rights of we the people, while the red states want to take it away. The difference is if Republicans do it, it is patriotism. If Democrats do it, it is communism. In Trump world, it is always heads I win, tails you lose. I hope we survive the next 3+ years. If one party draws lines to favor themselves, both should do it, with absolute ruthlessness. But a better system would be a computer based on population and geometry, not political systems. This is what happens you let politicians pick how people can vote. Trump has to cheat to win. Just like the election was stolen and ruined many lives over his lies, Republicans should also realize that they have no representation as the GOP is AWOL. This gerrymandering hurts them as well, as their votes are diluted. This means that with such a larger margin of victories, their representatives can ignore them more. They're doing now. Venezuela 2.0. Do you think this cannot happen in the USA? Well, it is slowly happening and the end result is not going to be good. It is not about messing with Texas. This is about creating an advantage in our Congress so a king can rule. Dangerous grounds here. This is why I always liked a split Congress. Sure, there is always chaos, but chaos is good because eventually there is some sort of compromise. Come 2026, I will be voting all Democrat when I usually never do. But leveled heads most prevail for the sake of our children's future. They are not flying here, the unreal climate change weather keeps the grounded. It is 65 degrees today instead of 98 degrees with heavy rain and wind. Just use the tariffs money to pay back Social Security that the government borrowed over the years. That is billions of dollars that could go to those who paid in lieu of giving everybody $600 for the tariffs money. This would take very short time to fix SS. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Mess with them. You know, for such an oil-rich, boisterous state, sure is funny that Texas is also a welfare state. They take on average more than $1,500 more per person from the government than they put in. Why do politicians think it is okay to gerrymander? The GOP voter does not benefit any more than Democrat voters from gerrymandering. You can't say we agree with GOP decisions such as not funding Medicaid or public-funded universities, or Planned Parenthood and others who allow private abortions in their clinics. These clinics also provide medical help to all in need. I also said private abortions paid with people's money, not tax dollars. The GOP is not people-friendly. Everyone should know that by now. How did they get so my way or the highway when they vote? They don't listen to their constituents either. Call them, they should represent the voter. We need to ban gerrymandering at the federal level so we can stop having candidates and representatives that can't possibly lose in their district and who have no desire to represent the voters. It hurts everyone whether you are Democrat, Republican, or nothing. Districts simply should not be drawn to favor one party over another. A basic fact about modern politics. Republicans cannot win most elections without cheating. In other words, if Republicans didn't cheat, Democrats would win most elections. Districts and electoral colleges need to go. Just use the popular vote like we should be doing anyway, and this doesn't matter. If you can't win honestly on merit and actual promises that you will keep, then you have to cheat. This is cheating. The banner should read "Mess in Texas." What's Texas going to do? Last time I heard, when the violence and screaming broke out, they just watched and continued to let it happen. Texans have huge egos. When Alaska applied for statehood, Texas tried to stop it because it would hurt their status as the nation's largest state. The representative of Alaska offered a compromise. Alaska would apply as two separate states and Texas could be number 3. Hilarious. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.